I am definitely a part-time extrovert, but it didn't always used to be this way. In my 20s, I was fine with going out, having fun, just pushing out positive energy. It was kind of unsafe because I wasn't really worrying about the risk. Now, I just overthink everything. Every time I leave out the house, I'm like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to deal with people? And I think the main problem and the main source of that is working in the public for so long, for over a decade. I am not using this as an excuse and I'm not complaining because majority of us have to deal with people on a regular basis. Whether you're an entrepreneur running a business, which is for the most part, you're going to be working with people. And I guess your experience with that is going to determine if you're going to continue being an extrovert or if you're going to be an introvert, such as myself. I'm half introvert, half extrovert. I've seen the worst of people. I've seen the ignorant, unsatisfied, never satisfied people. I was a cashier for a long time and I had to learn to have a balance with my personality because you're gonna obviously run into different personalities. Some people are gonna be up here, some people are gonna be here, some people are gonna be real low. And the crazy part is, for the most part, you're only gonna remember, get this, you're only gonna remember the people with the attitude. You can have 99 people in a good mood, but you're only going to remember the lady with the attitude, the Karen, the what is the male version of a Karen, the Bill. You're only going to remember them. Them people that are polite, that just come through and mind their business. Here, this is what I want. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Or the people that just come in with a great attitude and just heighten your day. Them people, forget about those people. We only gonna worry about the bad because for some reason negativity is, it seems like, I am not saying it is, but it seems like it's more powerful than positivity, and that will stick with you. And dealing with that over and over and over, sooner or later it's going to be a part of your life, and sooner or later now you're going to just over prepare and just assume that the person you're dealing with is going to have an attitude. That's just what it is. And on top of that, here goes the most important thing. At any point, everybody can be in the spotlight. Constantly see viral clips of people making mistakes, looking crazy. And it's like, you can be that person. Not in a narcissistic, self-centered way, but you can be put in a position where you make a mistake and now you're online. And now it used to be celebrities like that. We used to watch celebrities in the spotlight and do a microscope and be like, oh, they did this, they made this mistake. Now it's everybody. And the crazy thing is, everybody's not capable of dealing with that type of pressure. Everybody can't. Now, I know everybody wants to be famous to a certain extent, Well, I'm not going to say everybody, but most people that I know want to be famous and want to be known by a lot of people. But we only trip off the positive part of that, not the negative part. Now we're getting the negative part where now everybody's kind of like, I don't really want to be put in the spotlight at any moment and stuff like that. And that's why a lot of times you don't see celebrities outside. They usually go to the events they're getting paid for and then go home. This is not a video about celebrities, but you get the point. It's just like we all have those days where we feel like we look good or we feel good. And that's the days that we don't mind going out there and doing all that. But on a regular basis, once you think about all the stuff and all the possibilities, you kind of just be like, I'm cool. And I have a bad issue. This is one of my biggest issues I used to have. And what am I saying used to? I still have. When I'm invited to something, I'll be very excited about it in the moment. Super excited. I'll prepare for it, get an outfit, put PTO in for work, do all that stuff. And then the day of, I don't really want to go anymore. I really don't. I'd be like, I'm cool. I do be feeling bad. Sometimes things do come up where I can't go, but there's the other times where I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go there and deal with any type of unnecessary energy, people looking at me, just overthinking everything because I don't know if it's just me. Hopefully it's not just me, but as I get older, I start feeling other people's energy. I feel the negative energy. I feel the positive. And it's like, sometimes that stuff be overwhelming to the point where I'm like, I could have just stayed home and just protected my energy instead of dealing with all these people trying to either take all my energy, suck it dry, or the people that, you know, let's be honest, we don't be looking forward to positive people neither. I feel like there's such thing as people being too overly positive, where it's like it's fake even. And it's like sometimes that's too much. You know, I just want to chill. Sometimes you go places and just want to chill. And then there's people that's doing too much in a positive way. And there's people that's doing too much in a negative way. With the rent being so high and we make our houses so comfortable, it's like, what is the point? And I think that's why a lot of times dudes be having issues with dating women, because not only are you spending money, a lot of the stuff you're doing to court this woman, you don't even enjoy. So it's like all this stuff is for her to hopefully make her like you or accept you. That is a whole nother video. I don't even know why I'm talking about that. And then I hate it because sometimes I do want to get outside and go enjoy the weather or go to whatever, but it's like, I just don't have that feeling anymore. But you know what I love doing that I will never stop doing? Going to the movies. That is fantastic. I don't understand the concept of going out to eat, sitting there waiting on your food being served, eating at a certain speed, but going to the movies, because the reason why I brought the going out to eat thing is these two things you can do at home. You can watch a movie at home and you eat at home. You can have a great dinner with somebody or make some but going to the movies, I just hope I don't get to that point where I just don't ever want to leave the house for any reason, especially when I'm retired. Hopefully I don't get to that point, but it's just like it's too much unnecessary things outside now. I'm not really even talking about getting sick. I'm getting sick of people. That's a fact. I'm not necessarily talking about violence because it always been violent. It just seemed like it's either people feeling like it's more safer now or it's more violent. To me, I feel like it always been the same. Only thing is, it's your perspective, what you deal with on a regular basis, where do you live, and what areas you go in. It's just draining. It's draining. If I wasn't forced to work in the public at a young age, maybe I'll be cool. And depending on where I worked at, if it was a great environment. But guess what? It was not. It was people, ignorant people I had to come across. And it was a culture shock. Going from a young, vibrant, very energetic, positive person to constantly getting hit with negativity. And I know for a fact people was probably hitting me with the negativity more because of how positive I was. I think when you're a positive person, people try to like take that down and bring you down and humble you because what life did to them, they're like, oh no, he ain't no, I don't know. But hopefully one of these days I'll go back to the old me and go back to being positive and energetic. That's what I need to do. I need to stop overthinking it. Nah, I'm just gonna stay in the house. You may not relate to this, but social media has made me very, very self-conscious. Everybody has a camera now. So if I decide to leave the house to do something productive or go do something fun, I have the potential to go viral for the wrong reasons. You wanna know why? My appearance, somebody might record it. If I make a mistake, somebody might record it. If I get hurt, instead of calling the cops or the ambulance, people record it.